Welcome to the Midweek message. We're taking some lessons from the book of Ruth, and I'm reading in Ruth chapter 3, verses 12 through 13 from the New International Version of the Bible. Ruth 3:12. This is Boaz speaking. Although it is true that I am a guardian redeemer of our family, there is another who is more closely related than I. Stay here for the night, and in the morning, if he wants to do his duty as your guardian redeemer, good, let him redeem you. But if he is not willing, as surely as the Lord lives, I will do it. Lie here until morning. Now that is Boaz speaking to Ruth. Ruth has gone to the place where Boaz was winnowing his grain at the instruction and encouragement of Naomi, and essentially offered marriage to him and asked him to be the guardian redeemer for Ruth and Naomi, as he was a kinsman. Sometimes the guardian redeemer is called a kinsman redeemer. Old Testament principle in the Bible, how that if a family, a portion of the family was in trouble, the relatives, particularly the close relatives, could become a redeemer for the family or help them out of the trouble. And they entered into a mutually beneficial relationship. And it could take different forms, but the nearest relative had the inside track on being the guardian redeemer for a member of their family that got into trouble, or a number of members of the family. And so Ruth lay down in the threshing floor at Boaz's feet and covered herself with his blanket or his covering there. And he woke in the middle of the night and saw her there. He was afraid, and then he recognized who it was. And Ruth had gone to the threshing floor without notice, because women were not supposed to be on the threshing floor. And she essentially offered to Boaz the opportunity, underscored the responsibility of being the guardian redeemer, and offered to him essentially a marriage proposal for herself. And this was to protect herself and Naomi and give them security. And so Boaz, in speaking to her, a portion of what he says in verse 12. Let's look at these individually. Although it is true that I am a guardian redeemer for our family, there is another who is more closely related than I. Boaz said, yes, I am a close relative. I could be the guardian redeemer, but someone is closer than I. And the message was, or the intimation was, that we need to check with this person first to see if they are going to fulfill their duty or accept their duty, because they did not have to. So we need to check it out. All of us have responsibilities in life, and the responsibility falls to the person to whom it is rightfully due. In other words, if somebody owes a debt, it's their responsibility to pay it. If someone is in trouble of any means, it's their responsibility to take care of it, because it's their business. However, if they are unable to pay the debt, to take the job, to fulfill their caregiving responsibility, whatever it may be, that duty, that responsibility, that opportunity will go to another. The question for you and me is, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing, or are we shirking our responsibilities? Verse 13, Boaz continuing, stay here for the night, and in the morning, if he wants to do his duty as your guardian and redeemer, good. Let him redeem you. But if he's not willing, as surely as the Lord lives, I will do it. Lie here until morning. So Boaz said, okay, stay where you are, Ruth. Don't get up and make a dangerous trek away from here. Don't try to stumble around in the dark. Stay here. In the morning, we'll check with the closer kinsman than myself, the one who has the right, the duty, the responsibility as the guardian redeemer. And if he is willing to do what he can do as the guardian redeemer and help you and Naomi, then that's good. Let him do it. I'm not going to jump over this person and take their responsibility, overtake what they are supposed to do. Let him redeem you, but if he's not willing, and Boaz is calling God to witness here, he's saying, if he's not willing, then I will do it. Lie here until morning. Many times in life, we find responsibilities taken, not by those whose initial responsibility things actually are, but by people that are willing to take on the responsibilities of others. For whatever reason, they do what other people were entitled or obligated to do.